has also happened with some of his colleagues from the opposition. Is that what you call press freedom?
Well, if that has happened, maybe it's a radio station that didn't want to host him, because radio stations are private property. If somebody says you can't appear on my radio, it's their radio. Private radios in Uganda are private property to the owners.
What about that, Olara Otunnu?
Yeah, may I just, first of all,
can Olara Otunnu say
I didn't
on public media and he was pressured by government? Because if Otafire owns a radio and says Otafire Olara Otunnu should not use it, now why do you hold it against the government? The radio, the private radios in Uganda are private property of the owners.
Well, let me give...
We can't dictate who talks on their radios.
May I
can he respond, please?
Examples?
Yeah. Could you please respond? He says that these are private
Central Broadcasting Service, CBS, a major outlet in central Uganda, has been closed down since September last year for absolutely no good reason.
The government says...
Dr. Otunnu,
may I finish?
I would want you to be at least for Frank, for one day.
May I finish?
The closure of CBS was a result of a campaign waged, a campaign of hatred, a campaign that led to the death of people. What kind of radio can allow Radio Bercolin?
Let us hear one at a time. Let's hear one at a time. Yeah.
Listen.
Go for it.
33 people were killed, massacred in the streets of Kampala September last year. The massacre was by the security forces of Mr. Museveni and my good friend, Minister Otafire. The closing down of CBS came in the aftermath of that because journalists were questioning what happened. They were reporting on the massacre, and a large number of people who were rounded up and taken to prison. There was absolutely no good reason except the fact that people were being told the truth. I just said earlier that following some remarks I made in a radio station in Lera, there are now 2 criminal charges against me. One is called criminal libel against Mr. Museveni. The other is alleged to be promoting something Museveni calls sectarianism. Don't ask me what it means.
Well, sure.
But
what does it mean?
He put it. You asked Mr. Otafire. He put it in the penal code, and it is a fact that Mr. Museveni called up the owner of the radio station, berated him for 1 hour, brought him a written statement of apology to sign. This was published in the papers.
You have empirical evidence of that?
Oh, yes, it was published in the papers.
Even
I'm not
the
making this up.
president berating the owner of the radio?
And after that, a few days ago, that wasn't enough. They've actually called on all the radio stations who may have reported on what I said on that occasion to apologize and to undertake never to give me a space in their radio. I've been shut out of many radio stations. There's a blackout in the media, including the printed media. What I say, the press conferences, they are not reported. Now and again, you'll see a few lines in here. And this is because of a directive from the government. This is well known. So the radio stations, the printed media, theoretically they are free.
Yes.
In reality, there's a tight grip by the government, draconian grip. Nothing can be said which the government does not approve of.
Is it possible that they may be owned by members of the ruling party? Friends or business friends of the ruling party? Or
well, as part of that grip, that power grab, most of those who own the media, especially those who own radio stations, also happen to be members of government or very prominent members of the ruling party. So clearly there's a convergence of interest which blocks out opposing views and blocks out criticisms. We are having difficulty having our views heard by Ugandans, getting our voice to be in the public domain.
I'll come to that, of course. I'll tell you that we are actually broadcasting to Uganda directly through WBS television, which of course is a private television station.
And I'm grateful that they allow you to broadcast, and indeed they have reported a few things here and there. I'm grateful for that. But it does not
Let's
take
go for
away.
A break. A reminder that you are tuned into Straight Talk Africa. Today's topic, the challenges opposition groups face in Africa's ongoing democratization process. If you wish to participate in our discussion, please call us at 202-619-3111. The U.S. country code is 1. We'll continue our discussion in a moment, so please don't go away.
Major opposition parties in Africa. Uganda, the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, founded in 2004, is the main opposition party in Uganda, an umbrella body for many former followers of President Yoweri Museveni's National Resistance Movement. Its chairman, Kizza Besigye, formerly a close ally of Mr. Museveni, was a presidential candidate in 2001 and 2006. Zimbabwe, the Movement for Democratic Change, was founded in 1999 in opposition to the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front, ZANU-PF, party led by President Robert Mugabe. The MDC was formed from members of the broad coalition of civic groups that campaigned for a no vote in the 2000 constitutional referendum.
Hit me. I'm Jackson Punganya in Washington.
And I'm Nadia Sami in Cape Town.
Straight in your face, up front, the best music, hip-hop, reggae, bongo flava.
Let me see you bob your head like you're dancing and having so much fun.
News about issues that concern you.
Child labor is a problem that isn't far-fetched.
That's the way we do it right here on Up Front.
Every Wednesday, 17:30 UTC on the Voice of America. Stand up, rise up, Up Front.
This is Straight Talk Africa on the Voice of America. Call us now with your questions and comments. The number is 202-619-3111, and the U.S. country code is 1. Call us collect and we'll pay for the call. Or call direct and we will call you right back. Remember, keep your questions brief. Now, back to Straight Talk Africa.
Thank you very much, Dan. And hello, I am Shaka Ssali. Welcome back to Straight Talk Africa, coming to you live from Washington. If you have just joined us, today's topic, the challenges opposition groups face in Africa's ongoing democratization process. Our distinguished guests are Ambassador Olara Otunnu, the President of the Uganda People's Congress, and the Ugandan presidential aspirant. He's also a former United Nations Under Secretary General. Also joining us is Major General Kahinda, retired but certainly not tired. He's also the Ugandan Minister of Trade and Industry. He joins us live via telephone link-up from the Turkish capital, Ankara. Well, gentlemen, I have to say that I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to have the opportunity to host the two of you.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, sir. Now, let me come to you, Olara Otunnu, very, very briefly. I was telling you that despite what you said, we at the Voice of America are in partnership with a local private television station called WBS, which broadcasts to us live. Mm-hmm. Isn't that press freedom?
Well, as I said, it doesn't mean that nothing is printed, nothing is said by the media. What it means is that whenever the government feels that there is criticism, that there is analysis of what is going on, that the truth is being spoken, they step in and intimidate the proprietors of the media houses, and they quite simply direct that opposition element should be shut out. I have been shut out many times in radio station. I've just said that there's virtually a blackout in the printed media. Mm-hmm. I've actually had in Kampala well-attended press conferences with breaking news, very important news and statements being made. The following day, not a word in the printed media. So we had tightly controlled, draconian control in place by the regime against any criticism, and that is a situation that we have. Now, I've also got to say that journalists in Uganda have been under tremendous pressure and intimidation. There are a number of journalists who've been picked up, thrown in jail, prosecuted on very frivolous charges. So the atmosphere of intimidation, the atmosphere of control is very strong in Uganda.
What about the congressional directive? To what extent has it actually helped so far?
The U.S. Congressional Directive on Free and Fair Elections in Uganda, adopted last December, is